outside and see the water.
And any other that's high, but mainly it's those that are around the reservoir that will be problematic to feed them.
Currently, there's a reservoir underneath our feet.
Water is very different from electricity. You know, if you have a power failure, a transformer trips out or a circuit breaker trips, it's restored in a very short period of time because electricity is such that you can restore quickly. Water, you're distributing fluid through a pipeline through a long distance, kilometers, up to our reservoirs. And at the same time, when you're bringing water into the reservoir, people are also drawing water from the outlet side. The pipes are also empty. So you've got to fill up the pipes first, and at the same time people are drawing water through their taps and their system. So it takes days. On this particular system, this Hursthill system where we are at the moment, these two reservoirs, you know, as it stands, it takes, if there's no interruptions from the RAN water side, if they give us the required volume that we need, it takes at times a week or over a week to recover the system.
Systems, right? There's Hursthill, Crosby, Brixton. Here we are at Hursthill. At Hursthill, where we are, there's two reservoirs. Where I'm standing on is reservoir number 1. So what you see is the water is coming from a pipeline out on the street. The water comes, the pipeline comes in here, and it feeds into the reservoir. The trickle that you're hearing of water there, the sound, that's the water coming from the pipeline and filling up the reservoir. So we take water from RAN water, fill the reservoir up, and the reservoir feeds the customers on the outlet side. So the reservoir currently is sitting at just over a meter of water. So I'm almost 2 meters. So the reservoir is sitting at 1 meter. It is low, but at this point in time, the reservoir has water to feed both the pumps as well as the area around. But in order for us to recover the reservoir to an acceptable level, right, we will need to make sure that we have consistent supply coming from RAN water side, and we also got to make sure that residents adhere to the water restrictions that we have in place to make sure that our reservoirs recover quickly. Because of load shedding and power trips, we cover our risk through a generator. You'll see a generator on a trailer, the blue structure there, that basically supplies power to the pump station so that we are able to keep this tower full at all times.
So what Joburg Water has been doing is to bring the tankers, as you can see here, to then assist with filling up our tanks in the hospital. The challenge with us is that as our water comes in, it gets used immediately. So the arrangement that we've had with Joburg Water is that we needed to get a supply of water 24 hours so that we can keep the system going. I'm happy today that at least things are looking up and we should be having a full-on water supply and no problems going forward.
We want to ensure that as soon as the systems are up and running, residents do have uninterrupted water supply. But it is also important to note that as long as on the side of rent water there's no tripping, then we think that we'll be fine and we'll be able to restore the water much quicker. So we are appealing to the residents to really work with us, work with the city, work with Joburg Water here, and water supply will of course be restored and will have a continuous flow of supply quite soon.